You wake up every day feeling torn in two directions. At work, you're the go-to guy, the one people rely on to fix problems and get results. But at home, it feels different. You see it in your wife's eyes. There's disappointment, maybe even resentment. Your kids seem distant. And you're left wondering, am I doing enough? Am I even there enough? You feel like you're failing where it matters the most. And the worst part, you don't even know how to fix it.
Leaders are not born in a womb. They are forged through heat, pressure, and a whole lot of sweat. The Fire Forged Leader podcast serves the audience through exploring leadership at work, in the community, and with the family, using a practical perspective and real-life experiences from the host, Steve Baumgartner, and his guests in The Forge. Now, it's time to enter The Forge with the Fire Forged Leader.
I know the struggle personally because I've lived it. I want to take you back to Friday night, 2018. It was about 6 p.m. and I just walked into the house after spending a week out on the road. You know how it feels when you're ready to drop the bags, you hear the kids' laughter and reconnect with your wife? That's what I was hoping for. But instead, the house was quiet. They weren't home. I figured I'd be productive while I waited, so I sat down to pay some bills. And that's when I saw it. I saw the charge. I stared at our bank statement, my frustration just boiling over. What is this? Where did all our money go? When my wife and kids walked through the door, I didn't even greet them. I didn't ask about their day or even tell them that I missed them after being gone for a week. I went straight for the jugular. What did you spend all this money on? I asked her. And I remember the look on her face. She was caught off guard. She was hurt and defensive. And she snapped back. And I fired again. And before I knew it, we were yelling about everything. We were yelling about money, the state of the house, how I was never around. Every unresolved issue poured out in that exact moment. Finally, she slammed a spatula down on the counter, turned and walked to the bedroom. And she slammed the door behind her. Obviously, I was not supposed to follow. And I stood there in the kitchen for a minute. I was angry. I was stewing. And in retrospect, I was a bit embarrassed. The kids were staring at me with wide eyes. I couldn't handle it, so I grabbed a drink and went downstairs to my man cave. Down there, I poured myself another bourbon. I sat down and I sat there for a little bit. I finally got up because I had to go to the bathroom, and I stared at myself in the bathroom mirror. And that's when it hit me like a ton of bricks. This wasn't about the money or the fight or even the stress of work. It was about me. I wasn't the husband my wife needed or the father that my kids deserved. I wasn't the man who I thought I was. The lies I was telling myself came crashing down. You know, those lies like, Steve, you're doing your best. It's not your fault. But deep down, I knew that wasn't true. You know, I sat in that bathroom, what felt like hours, staring into my reflection. And in those moments, something broke inside of me. I realized that I had been living reactively. I was letting work, letting obligations, and the chaos of life dictate everything. I didn't have a plan for my life. So what was happening was other people's plans had taken over. And it wasn't just costing me, it was costing my entire family. Now, I know I'm not the only one who's felt like this. If you've ever walked into your house and felt like a stranger, if you've ever thought, what am I even doing this for? Then you've been where I was. It's a lonely, frustrating place to be. But here's the thing. You don't have to stay there. You know, if you're feeling stuck and you're feeling overwhelmed, I want to give you 3 steps that can help you take back control of your life and align your actions with your priorities. So here's the first step. Reclaim your kingdom. All right? I'm going to get a little bit flashy with my language right now, but I want to make sure that I make this point clear. Reclaim your kingdom. So right now you've been dethroned in your own life. Other people's demands, distractions, and chaos have taken over your kingdom. But every great leader starts by reclaiming their throne, by defining the kind of kingdom they want to rule in. This is your chance to rise up as the hero of your story and take back control. So to reclaim your kingdom, you must craft a personal vision statement that serves as your guide. Think of it as your battle cry, a declaration of who you are and the legacy that you're going to leave. So picture your life as a kingdom. What do you want it to look like? How do you want to lead in your home? How do you want to lead at work? How do you want to lead in your community? Write this vision statement and make sure that it inspires you. Just like I did with this, I want you to use vivid, emotional language that makes you feel unstoppable, that makes you want to run through walls. Here's an example. I am a man who leads with courage and integrity. I create a home filled with love and respect. And I leave a legacy that echoes through generations. Now that's very simple, right? Very, very simple. I want you to expand on that and use colorful language and really define where you want to be. And then I want you to post your vision statement. I want you to post it where you're going to see it daily, on your bathroom mirror beside it, or in a journal that you open up every day, or as your phone background. Read it every morning to remind yourself of your mission. The first step in reclaiming your life is reclaiming your kingdom. Every hero starts with a vision of the future that they're fighting for. This is yours. It's time to pick up your sword, plant your flag, and declare, this is who I am and this is what I stand for. All right, guys, I hope you're ready for step 2, because here we go. Step 2 is the quest. Every hero embarks on a quest, a journey with clear goals and a purpose that drives them forward. Without clarity, the quest falters. In your life, these goals are your guiding map, directing you to triumph in the critical areas of your life, your temple, your mindset, your spirit, and how you serve the kingdom. But no king rules alone. On this quest, your service to the queen and the service to your heirs of the kingdom is just as vital as defending your borders. So here we go with the action step. To take control of your quest, you're going to define quarterly, time-bound objectives that focus on 4 key battlefields. First one, the temple. All right? Every king worships something. All right? Every king worships something. They understand that they are not the top, that they answer to a higher power. All right? And you guys define that for yourself. I know what I believe. So the temple. This, of course, is our body. This is our body, right? So I want to set a specific goal. Sorry, I don't want to set. I want you to set a specific goal for your physical health, such as lose 10 pounds, running a 5K because it's a challenge, or even working out multiple times a week. So the goal is I will lose 10 pounds by March 31st by exercising 4 times a week and tracking my nutrition. The second one is mindset. So I want you to set a goal to focus on building mental resilience and clarity by adopting habits, right? These habits could look like journaling, reading, meditation. But you need to have your mind focused on the right areas in your life. So an example of that would be, I will journal for 10 minutes every morning and read 1 personal development book each month. The third one is your spirit, all right? I want you to stop and think about this, right? I really want you to stop and think about this. People don't give enough time in this arena. But your spirit, what's inside of you? I want you to deepen your connection to your faith or your inner self through prayer, scripture, meditation, whatever that looks like for you, all right? So an example of that would be, I will spend 15 minutes daily in prayer or meditation to strengthen my connection to my higher power. And then fourth, this really breaks up into 3 more, but I'm going to stop it and group all this up, is serve your kingdom, your queen, and your heirs to the throne. This is where the heart of your leadership lies. The first 3 are about serving ourselves. Because just like when we're going out on the battlefield, if we don't have our armor, our shield, and our sword, we're ineffective to serve anybody else. So to serve our kingdom, our queen, and our heirs, we need to take care of ourselves first. But this is where the heart of your leadership really lies. If you are in leadership for any other reason than to serve other people, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. So this is where your heart should lie with leadership, is to serve other people. Now, as king, you have to lead your kingdom. But serving your queen and heirs creates a legacy of love, a legacy of respect, and a legacy of connection. So here's an example. For your kingdom, you're going to set goals. Like I said, this breaks up into 3 different parts, but we're going to keep it at this 4th thing. For your kingdom, I want you to set goals like mentoring others at work, volunteering out in your community. For your queen, I want you to plan date nights or something similar. They can be at-home date nights, but purposeful time to spend with your queen. I spend time with my queen every morning and every night, whether I'm on the road or I'm at home. We do scriptures together in the morning, and we talk as a family at night. But you got to go beyond that as well, right? You need to prioritize these meaningful conversations with your queen daily. All right? For your heirs, it could be dedicating one-on-one time so that you can bond, so that you can teach, or just simply be present in their lives. So the quest requires focus. It requires commitment. But with a clear guiding map, you're equipped to face the challenges. Your battlefields are waiting, men. Your temple, your mindset, your spirit, and your kingdom are all there waiting to be explored. Serving your queen and heirs isn't just part of the journey. It's the foundation of legacy. It's time to step forward on your quest. Fight for the life you've envisioned and lead with honor. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up this framework with the third and final step, and that's to slay dragons. This is the fun one, right? This one's the one that really challenges us day in and day out. The last two steps, that's about the plan. This one's about the action, all right? So step 3 is appropriately named slay your dragons, all right? So every hero's journey faces its greatest test when it comes time to slay these dragons. The obstacle standing between where you are now and the life you've envisioned is the dragons. And these dragons take many forms: distractions, bad habits, self-doubt, or even fear of failure. Slaying them isn't easy, but it's where you prove your worth as the hero of your own story. To slay your dragons, you must take bold daily actions that align with your objectives and move you closer to the kingdom that you're building. So, the first part of this step is you got to focus on one dragon at a time. All right? So many men get caught up with trying to do everything all at once, and they fail, and then they feel like a failure more and more. So you need to focus on one dragon at a time. Identify that biggest obstacle that's holding you back in each of the key areas: the temple, the mindset, the spirit, and service. Maybe it's skipping workouts. Maybe it's negative self-talk. Maybe it's neglecting your prayer or not prioritizing your family. But there's going to be one of them that's going to outweigh the rest. But they're all connected. So, for my example, if your temple dragon is skipping workouts, slay it by committing to a specific time, a non-negotiable routine every day, and an accountability partner. You won't regret it. The second part of the third step is use your vision as your sword. Every action you take should be guided by your vision. If it doesn't serve your vision, it doesn't belong in your life, guys. It doesn't belong in your life. So I want you to ask yourself daily, does this decision serve the man that I've declared myself to be in my vision? If not, you need to cut it out. I recently did that with alcohol, 112 days ago to be precise. I looked at it, and I had been lying to myself for a while, but I looked at it objectively, And I looked at my vision and I tried to make it fit. I tried damn hard to make it fit in my vision, but it didn't. And I realized it wasn't serving me. So I no longer drink alcohol. The third part to step 3 is celebrate the victories on your quest. No dragon is defeated in a single blow. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and let these victories fuel that momentum. We've had enough failure. We've been told we are failures. We feel those failures. It's time to flip the script and celebrate the dragons that we do slay. So here's an example. You can keep a journal of your wins, whether it's sticking to your workout, having a meaningful conversation with your wife, or spending that focused time with your kids. You gotta look at the wins. We look at so many negatives in our life. At work, right? If you work for a corporation, we always talk about failures. We always talk about failures. Continuously talk about failures. But it has to be intentional that we talk about the wins, because we always focus on the negative. And that's just our human nature as people. So guys, I want to make sure that I'm very, very, very clear here. Slaying dragons isn't just about eliminating obstacles. It's about building habits of discipline and confidence that turn your vision into reality. This is where you transform someone reacting to life's challenges into a man who's creating his future. Every dragon you slay strengthens your kingdom and brings you closer to the hero's legacy that you're meant to leave behind. Now, I want you to picture this, guys, all right? Close your eyes right now, and I want you to just think about this. It's a year from today, so we're just stepping into January 2026, all right? So it's a year from now. You're walking into your home, not as a man carrying the weight of work and unmet expectations, but as a man your wife admires and respects. She greets you with pride. She's got pride in her eyes this time. And then you see your kids, they're running at you. You got to brace yourself because they're going to tackle you so hard. But they run to you because they feel your presence. They feel your presence, not just the paycheck. And you're living with confidence that you've built something real. You've built something that really matters. At work, yeah, you're still achieving. You're absolutely achieving. You're actually crushing it. But it's no longer at the cost of your family. You've reclaimed your kingdom, you've completed your quest, and you're slaying dragons daily. The life you've dreamed of is no longer a far-off hope. It's a reality that you've created. Now, this transformation, it's not for the faint of heart. It's for men willing to fight for what matters. It's for men who are willing to go on a journey, on a quest. You've already taken the first step by listening all the way through to this point in this episode. But now it's time to take a bigger step forward. It's time to put the sword in your hands and commit to building the legacy that your family deserves. Because here's the truth. No one's coming to save you. Heroes don't wait, they act. So today I'm going to give you 2 routes that you can take on this, all right? The first route is simply take the information that you learned here in this episode. I gave you the framework. And you can take that framework that I've shared today and you can implement it. You can reclaim your kingdom by writing your vision. You can embark on the quest by setting these quarterly objectives. And you can slay your dragons with daily discipline. You have everything that you need to get started. Or route 2 is, you can actually join me in the Forge Leadership Blueprint, which the evening of when this airs will be the first webinar that I give on this blueprint. And if you want that proven path with someone to walk beside you every step of the way, I invite you to join me in that Forge Leadership Blueprint. This is where we're going to go deeper. And I'm going to give you the tools, which I just did here, in more depth. I'm going to give you the support, and I'm going to give you the accountability to make this transformation happen faster and more powerful than what you thought was possible. So once again, I want you to close your eyes and dream a dream with me. I want you to think about something. Your life does not have to be a trade-off between work and family. You can lead at home, excel at work, and live with purpose. But it starts with one decision. Will you choose to stay where you're at, or will you take a step forward as the hero of your story? The choice is yours. The choice is 100% yours. But your family is waiting. They're waiting for you to step into your destiny of leadership and reclaim your kingdom like they know you're fully capable of.
You have just experienced the heat and pressure of the Forge. Remember, words without action are meaningless. Now, after the heat of the Forge, shape your thoughts, quench your brain, then put your new tools to use, adding to your leadership. Tune in next week for more lessons from the Forge.